Welcome to day 50. We are officially, literally, halfway through our massive series, 50 Days, 50 Methods. And in this explainer, we are diving into what is genuinely one of the most overlooked passive income opportunities available to you right now. We're talking about getting paid for your own data. This is a resource so valuable that it fuels a multi-billion-dollar hidden industry of brokers and advertisers who trade your digital habits, kind of like commodities on a stock exchange.
So I want you to think about this for a second. Who is actually cashing in on your digital footprint? Well, for years, the answer has just been big tech companies. Data is essentially the new oil of the digital age. They use it to train these unbelievably complex algorithms, build predictive consumer models, and serve up the highly targeted ads that keep the internet running. Every time you scroll, click, search, or honestly, even just walk into a store with your phone in your pocket, you generate value. These companies have been extracting, packaging, and profiting from your personal data for years, all without handing you a single cent in return. You do the living, and, well, they reap the rewards. But thankfully, the landscape is finally shifting.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, flipping the data equation. Second, 2 data selling models. Third, top 4 legitimate platforms. Fourth, the honest earning picture. And fifth, crucial privacy reminders.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Flipping the Data Equation.
As of 2026, there are finally legitimate platforms available that completely flip the traditional data equation on its head. Instead of billionaires quietly siphoning your online shopping habits to go buy, their third yacht, these platforms actually exist to put a piece of that profit directly back into your own pocket. This is a massive shift toward what a lot of people are calling data dividends. The core philosophy is super simple. Your digital footprint is your property. You're finally monetizing something you've already been giving away for free, every single day, just by existing in the modern world.
Moving right along to Section 2, 2 data selling models.
Okay, we really need to make a critical distinction here because there are actually 2 totally different types of data selling apps. Type 1 is bandwidth sharing. This is where you securely route your unused, dormant internet connection to research companies. If you've been following along with us, you'll remember we covered those models in depth on day 23 with Honeygain and day 26 with Get, Grass, and Pawns. Today, though, is entirely about Type 2, personal data monetization. This model doesn't care about your internet connection. It cares about human behavior. These platforms gather data by running quietly in the background of your phone or browser. They anonymize your keystrokes, your location pings, and your search queries. Basically, they strip your actual name completely off the file. Then they lump your anonymous profile into bulk demographic datasets alongside maybe 10,000 other people with similar habits. And that aggregated insight? That is exactly what market research firms are willing to pay top dollar to understand.
Which brings us nicely to Section 3, the top 4 legitimate platforms.
Platform number 1 is an absolute heavyweight, the Nielsen Computer and Mobile Panel. Nielsen is widely considered one of the most trusted, established market research companies in the world. Setup is incredibly straightforward. You just install their app on your devices, and it passively monitors your general usage patterns. Now, to be absolutely clear about what that means, when we say general usage, we're talking about things like how many minutes a day you spend on a social media app, or what time of the evening you tend to browse the web. It absolutely does not monitor the secure passwords you type, your private text messages, or the contents of your emails. No way. Everything is totally anonymized and aggregated. For contributing to this massive research pool, you earn points that are redeemable for gift cards and sweepstakes entries worth about $50 or more per year. And the best part, after that initial installation, it takes absolutely zero active effort.
Platform 2 is Comscore's research panel. Now, this one operates a lot like Nielsen, but their specific focus is on your media consumption patterns. Comscore wants to know if you're, say, binge-watching Netflix on a Tuesday night, streaming Spotify on your morning commute, or checking out news sites over your lunch break. This super granular insight is what helps television networks and advertisers understand shifting attention spans in real time. But here's the real strategic magic. If you combine Comscore with Nielsen and just let both apps run simultaneously in the background of your devices, you essentially double your passive data income with zero additional effort.
Looking at this breakdown across our 4 verified options, you can see exactly what you're giving up and exactly what you're getting in return. We just covered Nielsen and Comscore's general tracking. Platform 3 on the list is Capital One Shopping. By sharing your shopping data through their browser extension, you actually help feed their massive retail pricing intelligence engine. They need to know pricing disparities across the web, and your browsing helps them build that map. In exchange, the extension actively hunts down lower prices and coupon codes while you shop, so it rewards you with immediate savings and cash back. Finally, Platform 4 represents personal data marketplaces like Datacoup.
This is arguably the most transparent model of the whole bunch, because they give you a central dashboard where you explicitly authorize exactly which data categories you want to share. You can literally flip a toggle to share your social media behavior, flip another for your location history, or maybe just your purchase history. You know exactly what's being packaged, and they pay you directly for those specific authorized streams. Depending on how much you decide to open up, that can realistically generate anywhere from $5 to $50 a month.
Let's talk numbers in Section 4, the honest earning picture.
I want to be radically transparent with you here because, let's face it, a lot of people misrepresent this online. We need to talk about the absolute ceiling on this, which comes down to understanding the underlying economics of the data industry. At best, a serious data seller utilizing all of these platforms combined can expect to earn a maximum of about $500 a year. So, why is there a ceiling? It's because individual data points are literally worth fractions of a single penny. To an advertiser, your specific individual identity doesn't really matter, it's your broader demographic behavior that they care about. Companies only pay well when they are buying data in massive bulk sets, like 100,000 users at a time, to build their predictive models. That's exactly why your individual data on its own isn't worth thousands of dollars.
To put that into perspective, that $500 a year averages out to roughly $40 a month across all the platforms combined. If you look at most of these apps individually, they're only paying out around $5 to $15 per month. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. This is pay for your monthly coffee habit money, not quit your job and move to a tropical island money. It is just not designed to be a primary income stream. Instead, you should view this as a silent background layer of earnings that just runs passively alongside everything else we've covered in this series. The true value here isn't some massive payday. It's about finally claiming ownership over your digital self and getting compensated for something that was previously extracted for free.
Before you go rushing off to download anything, let's hit our final segment, Section 5, Crucial Privacy Reminders.
You always need to protect yourself before downloading any tracking software. So, step 1, actually read the privacy policy. And here's a highly practical pro tip for you. Just hit Ctrl+F on your keyboard while you have the policy open and search for the exact phrase third-party brokers. This will instantly tell you if they are recklessly selling your information down the river to anyone who asks, or if they're keeping it safely in-house for proprietary research. Step 2, check the real user reviews. Don't just glance at those shiny 5-star ratings on the App Store. You need to dig into Reddit and tech forums to see what real users are experiencing when it comes to things like battery drain and payout reliability. And step 3, verify the company's track record, because as we all know, corporate practices can and do change over time.
Honestly, when in doubt, just rely on the established heavyweights. Nielsen, Comscore, and Capital One are the gold standard for trust in this space for a reason. They have long, verifiable track records and incredibly strict data protection protocols. The danger of wandering away from these established names is that smaller, unverified apps often end up being malware or secret crypto miners in disguise, just quietly draining your phone's battery and scraping your unencrypted data. Sticking to the gold standard is a strict security requirement, guys, not just a casual suggestion. And just like that, that wraps up Day 50. We are officially halfway through our massive series, and I am so incredibly excited for the second half. Tomorrow, for Day 51, we are pivoting completely. We're going to look at an amazing strategy that earns you money directly from your own knowledge, without relying on any tracking app, platform, or dashboard whatsoever. It's a really empowering method, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it.
I want to leave you with this thought. Your digital footprint is already out there. It's being bought, packaged, and sold by complete strangers every single second of the day. The only question left is, are you going to keep letting them keep 100% of the profits, or are you finally going to claim your cut? Let that sink in. Take back control of your digital value and start flipping the equation in your favor today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you tomorrow for Day 51.